Listen up because we need to dissect the mess Megan Thee Stallion just dropped, and trust me, this was way more than a standard breakup post. It was not just some random Instagram story. When you actually analyze her specific vocabulary and notice what she exposed versus what she hid, while considering the immense trauma she has survived lately, a dark reality surfaces. This is not just another Hollywood split, it is the saga of a woman who lowered every boundary only to endure a gut-wrenching betrayal while the entire internet watched in real time. Stick around because by the conclusion of this deep dive, your entire perspective on this situation will be completely flipped. Let's backtrack for a second because this weekend's emotional explosion only hits hard if you remember exactly where she was mentally before the chaos started. Megan Thee Stallion is currently 31, a three-time Grammy powerhouse, and arguably the most dominant woman in rap over this last half-decade. However, that glossy public image hides a personal timeline that has been genuinely traumatic in ways most fans fail to grasp. She lost her mom in 2019, survived a shooting in 2020, and then spent years defending her own trauma while trolls questioned her receipts. She battled through legal wars that lasted forever under a global microscope, all while managing a public split involving infidelity claims that went from denied to confirmed. She navigated that hell through her art and social media while keeping a professional composure that would have broken literally anyone else. So when she popped up in the summer of 2025 claiming she found love with Klay Thompson and called their meeting a literal movie, the real ones knew what that meant. It meant she finally felt safe enough to be vulnerable again, and that is a massive risk for a woman with her history. Klay Thompson, the legendary 5-time All-Star and 4-time champion, seemed like the perfect match. They went public the classic way, internet sleuths spotting them in backgrounds before the official hard launch. Then they leaned in, the gala red carpet, family holidays, and her playing the devoted partner role perfectly. He even christened his boat the Stallion, a move that screams forever and makes a woman think she has finally found her person. She was domesticating her life for him, going all out and acting like a dedicated wife. He even labeled his vessel after her, the Stallion. That is the exact move that convinces a woman, you are all in. That is the kind of stunt that makes a person bank on a lifetime together. Then April 25th hit. Here's where the wheels fall off. Saturday afternoon, Megan Thee Stallion nuked her Instagram story and within seconds, the receipts were viral. If you actually dissect her words instead of just skimming the drama, the agony she exposed is almost too toxic to ignore. She confirmed he was out here cheating, that he had her playing happy family with his relatives, and that she was his emotional punching bag through what she blasted in all caps as horrible mood swings and trash treatment during his season. Then came the bombshell that paralyzed the entire internet. She exposed that Klay Thompson actually looked her in the face and said he was not sure he could handle being monogamous. Think about that for a second. This woman called their romance a literal movie. She swore he was the kindest soul she had ever encountered. She was publicly manifesting a ring as recently as February. Yet behind the curtain, the man she was planning a life with told her he basically could not stay in one lane. That is not just a lie, it is the total destruction of the world she thought she was building. She closed the post saying she needs a massive hiatus. If you know her track record and the trauma she has carried since before this mess even began, that hit is soul-crushing. A real break, not some PR stunt or a dramatic scene, just a woman who is completely drained and done pretending. The fallout was instant and massive. What was truly wild was not the noise, but the shift in energy because this did not feel like typical celebrity gossip where everyone is just here for the entertainment. This felt deeply intimate. People who do not watch the NBA and people who do not even listen to rap were reposting her statement and relating it to their own personal horror stories. This resonates because the nightmare Megan Thee Stallion survived doesn't require a Hollywood budget to understand. It is the universal gut punch of being 100% loyal to someone who is happily draining your energy while secretly refusing to match your vibe. Showing up as a whole person for someone who is only giving you scraps of themselves is not a famous person problem, it is a trauma millions of people have lived through. She just managed to articulate that pain with a surgical precision that hit home way beyond her fan base. Now, here is the pivot that changes everything. and I need you to really hear this. After that explosive Instagram story, Megan dropped a formal statement, and the phrasing tells you more about her mental state than any headline ever could. She made it clear that trust, loyalty, and respect are non-negotiable boundaries. She said when those pillars crumble, there is no road back. She stated she is taking time to prioritize herself and move toward a future of peace. On the surface, that sounds cool and collected, but if you look closer, there is a hidden layer of hurt. The word prioritize is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. That is not the vocabulary of someone who is fine. That is the language of a woman who has spent her entire soul prioritizing a man and is now forced to manually redirect all that wasted energy back into herself. That is a woman who over-delivered and is now frantically reclaiming her worth. Also, look at how she structured her reveal. She didn't start with the mood swings or the monogamy drama. She led with the cheating. She led with the family and playing house. That order was a calculated move. She wanted you to see the massive price she paid before she showed you the betrayal that broke the bank. She was not just exposing what Klay Thompson did, she was showing the world what it cost her. That is a level of emotional intelligence that goes way deeper than a typical social media rant. Insiders say that since the news went nuclear, she has been leaning hard on her real ones, privately processing the hell she chose to publicize. Nobody in her camp says she is unbothered. They are describing a woman navigating a massive loss with the same legendary strength she has used to survive every other tragedy in her life. So, here's where the story actually settles. Megan Thee Stallion didn't just close a chapter with Klay Thompson this weekend, she essentially held a masterclass in public dignity while navigating a private execution. This was not a performance or a calculated play for clout. This was a woman facing a brutal betrayal in the spotlight and choosing to move with a level of grace that would have broken anyone else. She stood in her truth, made a decision that mirrored her core values, and had to swallow the bitter reality that the future she was building wasn't the one he was actually living. That specific kind of hurt is heavy, yet she handled it without missing a step. When she said she's prioritizing herself, that wasn't a goodbye, it was a mission statement for the next era. We've seen how Megan handles pain before, she turns it into power every single time, and this next chapter is going to be something legendary. While Klay Thompson has opted for total silence, Megan said everything that needed to be said. The contrast between those two responses tells you exactly where both of them stand right now. Drop a comment below and get real with me. Do you think Megan drops the receipts on her next project? And is Klay ever going to find the words to break his silence, or is he just going to let this play out? Let's talk about it.